Tomorrow, July 12th at midnight is the deadline for Screen Actors Guild. That's the Actors Union going on strike. Now, things looked promising for a little bit because you guys will remember about a week or so ago, SAG president Fran Drescher, yes, Fran Drescher, the nanny, is the president of SAG, made a rather promising video saying that, hey, they'd been making great progress in the negotiations, all that kind of stuff. Things were looking so good that when the deadline was coming up, the two sides said, you know what, we're making progress. Let's in good faith extend the deadline. That deadline is now tomorrow at midnight, and there has not been apparently any movement since. Now, you would think that with literally hours to go, when the deadline is going to hit of your union that you are the leader of, I believe Scott and Chris, they're both members of SAG. I believe they said there's like 150,000 members of SAG or something like that.
Something like
anyway,
that. It's a lot.
You are the president of that union. You are literally hours away from a deadline that could see your union going on strike for the first time in decades and put a lot of people out of work, a lot of your union members that you are the president of. You would think in those waning hours, it would be nonstop sitting in a war room, doing everything you possibly can to get a deal done. But apparently, Fran Drescher, president of SAG, does not feel that way. Now, before I go into it, look, I don't like coming across negative towards Fran Drescher. You know why? Because Fran Drescher was in Weird Al Yankovic's UHF, and as long as you're in that movie, you're good with me for life. So I'm always going to be grateful to her for being in UHF. But then, instead of being in a war room, working hard as the head of the negotiating committee, trying to get a deal done with the studios before your 100-some-odd thousand members have to go on strike, this image comes out. Fran Drescher decided in the waning hours before her union goes on strike that she is not just a member of, she is the president of, and on the negotiating committee, decided to fly to Italy and go do a promo thing and mug for pictures with Kim Kardashian. This comes to us from Variety in a headline that read, SAG-AFTRA President Fran Drescher criticized for tone-deaf promotional trip to Italy on eve of possible strike. The article reads like this. SAG-AFTRA President Fran Drescher has come in for criticism at a tense moment in the union's contract talks with the major studios after she took a weekend trip to Italy to participate in a, look, I'm not going to pretend I know how to pronounce this, Dolce and Gabbana?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. I'm high fashion. A promotional event. SAG-AFTRA emphasized that Drescher was still engaged in negotiations despite her international travel. A picture of Drescher posing with Kim Kardashian surfaced Monday on social media via Kardashian's Instagram account that sparked heated response from actors, writers, and other members of Hollywood's creative community who are on pins and needles this week as the union and the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers face a deadline of midnight Pacific time on July 12th to hammer out a new 3-year contract. Barring a deal, the union is expected to begin its first industry-wide strike since 1980. First strike for the actors in 43 years. 43 years. Now, the Screen Actors Guild, which Fran is the president of, put out a statement that says, oh, no. She's had this promotional event planned for a long time. That's fine if you are a member of SAG and you had commitments and you're going, but you are the president of SAG. You are the representative of 100,000+ members who are freaking out that they may have to go on strike in hours, and you pull the optics of hopping on a plane instead of staying in that warm. And I don't care. Oh, no, I got my cell phone. I got my celly. I'm able to stay in touch with everybody. It's all good. No. You need to have your ass in a war room doing everything you can do to get a deal. And what do your union members see you doing? Hours before a strike, they see you getting on a plane, flying to Italy, and posing with Kim Kardashian at some wild black tie party. Isn't life great? And again, listen, this does not make her the villain of the story. I get it. But, Jonathan and I were talking about this before we started recording this video. It's optics. Optics do matter, especially when you are the head of the organization. And I just can't for the life of me understand how nobody in her circle, let alone her herself, just thinking to herself, you know what? Maybe hours before our first strike in 4 decades, maybe I shouldn't be getting on a plane and flying to Italy for a big ritzy event. Maybe I shouldn't be doing that. Maybe that won't look good. Maybe that's the wrong message I'm sending to my union members that I represent. And let alone somebody around her saying, Fran, do you really think you should be heading out the door? Do you really think you should be going to the airport right now and leaving when you got 100 and some odd thousand union members sitting here watching our every move, freaking out that they may have to go on strike and they're going to see their leader take off and go to party in Italy? Is that really the message we want to be sending right now? Anyway, it's just one of the most brain dead, tone deaf, idiotic moves I think you could possibly make. How could nobody say to her, this doesn't look like a good fucking idea? How incompetent can you be? I mean, let's forget the fact that she signed a letter that was addressed to her last week. I don't understand this. I'm not a member of SAG. I'm not in the meetings. I'm not there. Listen, SAG members, listen to me. How the fuck did you elect this person as your president?
She's great.
How did that happen? What the fuck are you actually thinking? Anyway, guys, that's just me. And again, she's in UHF. Fran Drescher's in my good books for life. But that doesn't take away from the fact that this was stupid as fuck. We want to take a moment and thank the sponsor of this video, MasterClass. Guys, as a small business owner, I am finding myself having to be in negotiations all the time, whether it's with new contractors, vendors, or even agencies that represent our company. Now, I don't like to go into these negotiations unarmed, so I found the perfect class on MasterClass, The Art of Negotiation by Chris Voss, a real-life former FBI lead hostage negotiator. Taking this class on MasterClass made me feel a lot more equipped and confident going into all these various negotiations I have to do on a regular basis. With MasterClass, you can learn from the best to become your best anytime, anywhere, and at your own pace. An annual membership starts at just $10 a month, and you get unlimited access to every instructor, thousands of online lessons, exclusive content, insight, and much more. There are over 180 classes to pick from, everything from filmmaking with Martin Scorsese all the way to cooking with the great Gordon Ramsay. In MasterClass, you will find practical lessons that you can apply to your life and work. So guys, get unlimited access to every class, and right now, as a John Campea Show listener, you can get 15% off when you go to masterclass.com/Campea. That's masterclass.com/Campea for 15% off an annual membership. masterclass.com/Campea. Anyway, guys, what do you think about this whole thing? Maybe you don't think it's a big deal. You say, whatever. She got to pose with Kim Kardashian. She got to go to Italy, to Dolce, and what is the fuck it's called? Gabbana. I mean, who wouldn't want to go do that? I mean, whatever. Actors, schmachters, contract, schmontract. I don't know. Whatever you guys think about this, jump down to the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks for checking out our video. Did you know that we have a daily podcast, hour-long, every single day, Monday through Friday, that you can find on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice? Just search for the John Campea Show podcast.